All right, family. I'm gonna try this one more time. Hopefully I can get a connection. Um, yeah. Okay. Maybe what I got to say today, y'all, he is not supposed. Y'all not. He trying to keep y'all from hearing it, but the devil is a lie. We're gonna keep it moving. So, what's going on with you? Hope you're good, having a good week so far. Yeah, it's 6:30. Having a little connection issue, but clearly you can see I'm not home. Don't have my wife with me. We are hanging out with my TMBA family as we come together and talk about how we're going to make our organization even better and have it moving forward. As y'all know, I'm about to move into that position as the president of the National Bowling Association, which I'm nervously excited about. But I'm thankful for the opportunity. So we're going to make it do what it do, and we're going to make this thing even better than what it is and have a great upcoming season. And just greater is coming. So we just getting set up for it. So, but look, y'all know I got something for you. And so, as we always do, let's get it started on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. All right. I needed that for myself. So I don't know about you, but I need it for myself. So, just got this connection issue going on up in here, but, hopefully I'm connected and hopefully you're able to hear me, but, yeah. But anyway, here's where I wanted to go here. I want to go here today because, I got a lot of thoughts, and I know we've been talking about going back to Ephesians 4, and that's where we're going. We're going back to Ephesians 4. But we're not going to finish it up. We're not going to ain't no rush. Ain't no rush in finishing up Ephesians 4. So I'm not going to finish up Ephesians 4, but I am going to talk some more about Ephesians 4 because I got to read and something else hit me. And what hit me, I want to share with you. And so, and this is for you, but I got to ask you these questions right now. I got to ask some questions first, and I wrote them down so it keep me on task. So I won't be, before you, well, I ain't even gonna say that, just to keep me on task. How about that? First question. Why do we struggle with accepting what God allows? Why do we struggle with accepting what God allows? Next question. Why do we go against the things he is trying to do in our lives for our own good? Ask that question one more time. Why do we go against the things he is trying to do in our lives for our own good? Why? Now, these are questions I'm asking you to ask yourself. Okay? Ask yourself those questions. And now, as we think about those questions, maybe it could be, one reason could be maybe lack of understanding. Okay? Because, if it's something we don't understand, we have a tendency to, shy away from it, or we don't go with it. We're not going to take that route if we don't understand. Right? And I get it. I mean, some things, you shouldn't you shouldn't go down that path if you don't understand what you're getting yourself into. Right? But the one thing when you talk about when it comes to God is that we talk about faith, right? We talk about faith, having faith, right? And so if you're going to have faith, you're not going to always understand what he's doing, where he's taking you, or why he's doing what he's doing. And you're just not going to always understand. Okay? Maybe another reason why we struggle with accepting what he allows for our own good. Maybe because of, and I've been on this for a minute here, relationship. You know, you don't really know me if we don't have a relationship. If we don't talk, if we don't have time together, if you don't really know me, then we really don't have that relationship so that you can understand, right? It's no different with him. If we don't have a relationship with him where we spend time with him, we talk with him, you know, and maybe, and you might know, you know who he is, but your lack of time with him, lack of prayer, lack of, reading, you know, some quiet time so that you can hear, right? So there may be some other reasons right there why we struggle, accepting, and why we go against it, you know, why we don't, you know, flow with where he's trying to take us. Because There's some things that's missing that allows us to really hear and understand what he's trying to do for us, right? Maybe another thing is um, uh, we might be listening to the wrong folk or listening too much to other folk, and we're taking what they say over what God is trying to tell you or where he's trying to take you. That's another possibility. I'm just giving you some possibilities as you ask yourself those questions. And this one right here is maybe just, the fear of being called out on what you're doing. Like, change ain't always easy, right? And be honest, some of the stuff we do, we like what we're doing. It's cool. We having a ball. It's good. It feels good, smell good, sound good, all that. Everything good. But we know at the end of the day, it's really not doing us any good. But it feels good. And so having to do what he really is pushing us to do might cause us to have to let some stuff go. We might have to change some things. We might have to do some different things. And that's not always what we want to do. So I wanted to challenge you with those questions, but and those questions came up as I was reading Ephesians 4. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm picking through a few verses in Ephesians 4, but I want you to read it for yourself and just read Ephesians 4, 1-16, whenever you get a chance. But the reason why I'm still on that, because I was reading it and I heard those questions. And then I read this, and it says this right here. I'm going to go for verse 1. I'm not reading the whole thing, but verse 1 says, therefore I, a prisoner, for serving the Lord. Now, this is Paul talking. I believe it's Paul talking. Yeah, I think it is. Paul talking. And he's telling you, I beg you to lead a life worthy of your calling, for you have been called by God. So look, that right there tells you, that right there lets you know there's something special about you. And I don't have time to deal with this, but I do want to talk about this at some point. About and this scripture talks about the division. It talks about unity, really. It talks about unity, but we also know what's happening out here. There's a lot of division that's going on, and because of the division that's going on, it's affecting us individually. It's affecting us as a whole. It's affecting us as a body. But even through all of that, even throughout the stuff you're doing, that's right, I'm talking to you. I ain't talking to nobody else. I'm talking to you. Despite the stuff you're doing, despite the bad decisions, despite you not willing to go with the direction that he's trying to take you, despite you going against the grain, when he got a plan for you, he got something he wants you to do that's going to be for your good and others, but you're still trying to go against that. But despite all of that, it says right here in verse 1, for you have been called by God. So even despite, come on, computer, even despite the bad decisions, you still called by God. So then we're going to slide on down. And like I say, read Ephesians 4, 1-16 for your own. But I'm going to slide on down to verse 7. And this is even more reason why you need to understand why you all that. Because it says right here in verse 7, however, he has given each one of us a special gift. So you've been called, and you need to live a life worthy of that calling. And then he slides down and tells you that you got a special gift. You got a gift that nobody else has. You got a gift that no one else can do but you. You were designed specifically for a purpose that he has for you to do. I can't do it. Nobody else can do it. Your mama can't do it. Your kids can't do it. Your husband or your wife can't do it. Your best friend can't. Nobody can do it but you. That special gift he gave you. So now, Why do we struggle with accepting what God allows? Why do we go against the things he is trying to do in our lives for our good? Why? When you've been called and he's given you a special gift. It's something I want you to think about. You got to be open and honest with yourself, because y'all always know I'm on here talking about, let's do that self-inspection, that self-awareness thing. We got to be real with ourselves. We got to stop lying to ourselves. We got to deal with reality. Now, all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. So we know none of us are perfect. We miss the mark, and we miss it daily. And some days we get it right, and some days we literally we bombed, right? But even despite all of that, you still have a calling on your life. You still have a special gift that only you possess, because he put it in you, not them, not the one over there, not your cousin, you. So when are you going to allow him to use that special gift to make your life better and make a difference in somebody else's life? So then we're gonna go a little further, and I'm just about finished. Believe it or not, I'm just about finished. But verse 13, and it says, "This will continue until we all come to such unity in our faith." Now, granted, this scripture is talking about the body. It's talking about the different gifts in the church. But I want you to use this about, look at yourself on this one. "This will continue until we come to such unity in our faith and knowledge of God's Son, that we will be mature in the Lord, measuring up to the full and complete standard of Christ." You're called to do greater. You're called to be better than what you are right now. So why you keep settling? What are you fearful of? What's keeping you from moving forward and being all that you're supposed to be and want to be and desire to be? What's holding you back? And it talks about maturity. Let's go down to 14. "Then we will no longer be immature like children." Now, here, this is grown folk conversation here. Grown folk conversation. "We will no longer be immature like children. We won't be tossed and blown about by every wind of new teaching. We will not be influenced when people try to trick us with lies so clever they sound like the truth." So this is why we have to spend some time with them. I'm not trying to be all super deep spiritual with you, but I'm just letting you know you were called to do some great things. You have a special gift that's on the inside of you that nobody else has. It's designed specifically for you. It's time for us to grow up. That's simply what he's telling us. It's time for us to grow up. That's why this is grown folk conversation. Your age does not determine your maturity level. I'm going to give you a case in point. I'm about to move into this president position at TMBA. This is my first time doing this. So is my maturity level at a high level? No, because I got a lot to learn. Now, because of the special gift that's put on the inside of me, that's why I'm in the position I am today. It's not saying that Ron is all that. Please don't take it as that, because Ron is not all that. But Ron is all that, and that's the reason why I'm in the position I'm in, because he put me here. If it wasn't supposed to happen, trust me, I would not be telling you right now that on September 1, I become officially the president of the National Bowling Association, Incorporated. That special gift he put on inside of me is the reason why I'm able to be in that position. But I can't move in that position thinking that I'm mature, that I have arrived. But I have to go in and understand I have a lot to learn and I have some growth. But at some point, my maturity level 2 years from now should not be at the same level it is when I move into office September 1. Hopefully you get what I'm getting at. We have to mature. We have to move forward and use these gifts. The gift that he's given you is supposed to be used by you. because he's called you to do greater, but you're settling. And you're settling because you won't spend time with him to understand what he's trying to do for you, where he's trying to take you, and the growth that he wants to take you to, the level he wants to take you to. You got to give him the opportunity to work on your behalf. Because I trust and believe. I tell y'all every week, he got you. He would never leave you. He would never forsake you. Even despite the bad decisions we make, the stuff we put ourselves in, the wrong turns we make, the wrong things we say. Even despite all of that, his love for us is just something you can't even explain. And we ought to give thanks for that. But because of his love, because of his grace, because of his mercy, we're still able to make it right. And the gift that's on the inside of us can be used to make a big difference in somebody else's life, including, and most importantly, in yours. So give them a chance. Talk to them. Build that relationship with them so that you have someone, you have him to go to make sure that you go in the right direction so that you can get more out of this thing called life. It's a daily process that we all on. I'm in my process. You in your process. Stick with the process. And while you're sticking with the process, make sure you pray, plan, prepare, and proceed. Go make it do what it do. That's what the shirt stands for. Make it do what it do. Love y'all. I'm going to see you next week at 6:30. More to come, more to talk about. I know it's getting late, so that's the reason why I'm not going to keep going. But there's a lot I want to say about this. But just know that he got you and you're going to trust him. Just trust him. Just please trust him. Give him a chance to work it out on your behalf because there's greater for you to do. That special gift on the inside that only you have, it's time for you to use it. All right? Go make it do what it do. I'll see y'all next week at 6:30. Love you.